お前はもう死んでいる。何？
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'll be venturing into Real. I'll be sharing my experience with ESO Plus this year. This is going to be several parts of this video, so this is just the first release. If you have any questions or anything, you can comment. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you. I'd like to start with the first disclaimer. ESO Plus is not a sham. If you get ESO Plus, you are pretty much playing all the standards of each zone in game, and you're getting the most in-game content versus spending thousands on getting the game. But the bonus is, you know, that you have all of the DLCs when you purchase ESO Plus. I recommend playing up to 820 CP before going into any veteran modes. That way you can max out the loot that you're getting. I think that in the beginning of the game you should go around and complete each zone. Each zone has a map that you can follow, a bit of a diagram of its secrets, where you can find the lore books, you can find the bosses, you can find points of interest, public dungeons. And this is also the most interesting thing, is other people are going to be doing things while you're doing things. So while you're soloing, other people are soloing. And you can QE for dungeons, and you can QE for battlegrounds in between while you're doing things.
The particular path is blocked by Daedric magic. I have an idea, though. Take the Dawnstar gem from your pack and hold it up to the barrier.
Important reasons that ESO is going to be around probably for another decade is because a lot of people don't realize, but they built these games around the Daedra. Well, really, ESO is built like even more so than the games before, because I know a lot of people are going to say instantly, if you haven't played these games or you haven't delved into it, but you've played the old games, you're going to say, well, this is no different. It is different, but it is so much the same. You're going to get nostalgia from it because they take you through the different planes that they have created thus far, you know, the DLCs that have been released. And one in particular that I'm very fond of is the Mage's Guild, because it takes you through Sheogorath, which is my favorite Daedric god. If you know all 13 Daedric gods and you know all their backstories, really cool. And the importance of November is, of course, you know, Blackwood is going to be coming to the Xbox, which from 2006 was the antagonist Mehrunes Dagon. So just to tell you how they have developed each DLC and how each one is even more immersive. Imagine, you know, you have Cold Harbor, you have Mephalah's lair, which you go through, Nocturnal. There's a kind of like a tribunal with Clivicus Vow, Nocturnal, and Mephalah, so you'll be going through missions with them. I'm trying not to leak anything without saying anything, but you'll also be dealing with Azura through main quest. It's just going to be a lot. You're going to be playing the game to its fullest, what you imagined it is when you first started playing those games. It is now.
You were at the Green Lady's wedding, weren't you? She must have been resplendent.
So I'm not going to show my face too much more because I just want to take in the beauty of the game. But basically, the next thing we're going to move on to is the different skill lines and the different factions. And there's also, and when I say factions, I mean two different things, plus miscellaneous. The two different types of factions I mean is there's the NPC in-game factions like the Mage's Guild, the Fighters Guild, the Undaunted, but then, and there's also the Sigic Order. Then there is the skill lines like the attributes and everything, like the Nightblade or the Necromancer. There's Vampire, Werewolf, there's Soul Magic, Warden, there's the Sorcerer, there is the Healer, and And then there's also different roles. So for dungeons or battlegrounds, well, for dungeons, it would be your DPS and your tank and your healer. Well, 2 DPS.
And whatever you do, don't lose that gem.
Another important thing to discuss is the champion points. So it's a perk tree that is similar to Skyrim's, but it's unique in its own way. When you log into the game for the first time, well, after 50, you'll be able to access it. There's also the fact that they took Skyrim and they did it twice. So you can dual wield twice, or you can have your staff and I pair a lot of different things. I'm working with a lot of different weapon combos. At the time that I did this, because there's a lot of video, like I said, this is one of many that will be coming very soon. But you can pair different skills from different skill lines, and you can also pair them with different weapons, and you can do that on 2 different weapon sets. So that's the reason that you'll see people online, you always wonder, like, why do they have different types of DPS and different setups? That's why people are so crazed over it, is because it is a way to customize your character literally on another level. And you can also adaptate what you did in the other games through this. Your different skill lines also apply to when you are doing your soloing. When you solo, you will be able to get through certain things by using your unique abilities, depending on what DLCs and things you have available, which is why ESO Plus is so important, because you'll be able to get someone to bite you, and then you'll whatever, if you want to be a werewolf or a vampire, and you'll be able to access that and use that for things like DLCs like the Dark Brotherhood or the Thieves Guild, where you'll need sneak and stuff, and you'll have abilities that can equivocate to that, just how you would have played Oblivion or Skyrim or Morrowind. So the game is so massive that you have a mailbox. People that played World of Warcraft probably know what I'm saying when I say you have a mailbox. It's for the game to send you things, and for you to send like support things, and for you to be able to talk through your mic to other players. It's also important because certain skills, like your crafting, for example, if you have certain skills that are opened up, you can receive things in your mailbox from those skill lines. So, for example, enchanting, you will get the the little enchantment, like geodude little stones. You would get those, and you'll find those in the open world. With alchemy, you would get ingredients that you'll find all over. There's also provisioning for cooking, which you can find meals all over. That's also very important. Those are the little things that are very important, is fortifying your health, your magic, and your stamina. And that's also important with your gear, which also goes back to the crafting. Ooh, yeah, we turned it on that scene just now. I saw that someone almost got murdered. No, they did get murdered. But when you are out and about with everyone, your different players, you can also learn from them important things like a guild. I wouldn't focus on a guild right when I got into the game. I actually just joined my first guild. It's only because I believe it was fated to happen that they would be the guild that I'm working with. So I let it happen because I was saying no to everyone that wanted me to join. Literally, someone had ran up to me while I was in Cold Harbor and asked me to join their guild. After, so there's also that. There's the huge communication between players. People can say what they want about the graphics or whatever, or the picking the locks being just as annoying as Skyrim or Oblivion if you didn't like that lock picking. whatever, but I think it's pretty cool. I would also recommend not going into a public dungeon or main quest event and queuing for a dungeon. That would be a mistake, because then you're gonna have to leave and come back and do the same thing over when going back into the dungeon. Plenty of loopholes for you to gain XP. So if you're feeling daunted by the fact that it's a 3,000 CP cap and you have to get to 50 and then get to 160, and then you're technically not a veteran until, you know, you're really a veteran and able to take care of other players and be that ultimate player, which it's amazing how many players in this game I've seen that have 2,000 CP. The players that are 1,000 CP, I can't wait till I get to that point. Currently, at this moment, these videos that you're seeing are in 200 levels past. I'm 200 CP past into my champions. So right now I'm level 517, and at this point in time when I was doing these, my loophole was doing the dolmens and dungeons and taking experience scrolls. So that's when it goes back to even the crown store. As far as the crowns go, using them wisely and doing your seals of endeavor. That I think is really important. Seals of endeavor, completing them every day to get the 15 bonuses, and completing the weekly is important to get points towards mounts and other things that you want. Now, before I go to unrealistic goals like flying mounts and stuff and what I want to see in the game, I'd also like to talk about Transmute Crystals, more about crafting. These are all things that are really important, and your champion points will allow you to do special things as well that you will see. And I'd like to go over the perk trees as well and what I'm doing with mine currently. But when I do get to 820 CP, I'm going to be restarting my champion points again, and I constantly switch weapons. The beautiful thing about this game is that you can go to a Shrine of Stendar. I mean, the 3 shrines should be there, Aktosh and all that. You go there and basically you can get out of your werewolfism, you can get out of your vampirism, you can change your skills, and you can change your attributes. Of course, this costs money. A lot of things that they really don't tell anyone new is that all you have to do is some dungeons and some quests, and you'll pick up money really fast. Some people say don't shop at the merchants, but I find some of the things quite useful, especially at home furnishings. I will get into the different homes that are in the Elder Scrolls. You actually don't have to even buy the homes to see them, so it's very exciting to add to it.
It's working. Just a little more.
Open to you. Indenir is dead? He is playing one of his Bosmer tricks. He must be. No, he really is dead. Dark moons. Curse you, Indenir. Just like a Bosmer. It is not enough for him to save us all. He must mock us with the nobility of his sacrifice. Indeed, Queen Irene should be informed. Look, Indenir!
Perhaps you should take a few steps back.
What?
Basically, you can live in the Elder Scrolls is what they're not telling you. And the homes you can purchase are in every province, including in the different realms. So obviously the Elder Scrolls has a lot to offer, and there's a lot that I didn't even mention that I would consider miscellaneous. I do want to say that there are some things that I wouldn't necessarily consider them negative, but there are some things that are just pointless in ESO. There was a part of some of the DLC expansions that you really don't have to go too much to, but you should experience in a group event. So I'll be talking more about that in my next videos as well, trying to basically just give you all the vibes this game is offering and coax you to get ESO Plus, which, no, I'm not being paid to say that. You have some interesting adventures in Tamriel. I've neglected to talk about Cyrodiil. I've neglected to talk about all the versions of Battlegrounds and a few things, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Follow me there. Follow me there. Basically, if you're lost, it's okay. I'm going to be coming out with more videos. I'm going to possibly not do so much of lives because I am going to be putting up the new content as well that I have, because my character, like I said, she's way past this level from these videos. And I just thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to do more videos and hopefully get some comments and some more communication, and we can figure out where everyone else is in Tamriel so we can go together. If you're on another system, it's cool too. Happy for you if you're playing the Elder Scrolls, man. It's this game. Todd did it. I'm actually impressed. I let this game go a long time ago, like a year after it came out, just because I had to adult, you know what I'm saying? I was no longer a kid.
I outrank you. I can destroy you. So I suggest you fall in line, because I am still your supreme.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.